Hi, I'm Wayde Kirvida from CustomFIRE, and behind me is a new tanker we just completed for the town of Lawrence in Wisconsin. This truck is a 3,000 gallon poly tank with a stainless steel body. It has a Hale portable pump which is plumbed in using a gas engine, and it's built on the new International HX chassis. Now, I've spent some time going over this truck today, and a couple things right out of the gate. I'm super impressed by this chassis. The interior is really cool. The configuration and the layout is really driver oriented. It's reminiscent of a 80s to 90s BMW 5 Series where the cab interior and dash is canted towards the driver, so everything's really nice and easy to reach. A couple really cool details. It took me a while to actually get this truck moving because I was looking for the normal Allison keypad for the transmission, but in fact on this chassis, the right stock on the column, you rotate the ends like you would a windshield wiper, and that actually puts it in drive, neutral, reverse. And then by moving it up and down, you can operate the exhaust brake that way. This truck comes with a master battery switch, which is built in on the cab floor. So just a lot of thought put into this chassis by the folks at International, and it's refreshing to see them kind of catch up with the times in their product line. All right, something that might stick out to you here is that the cab steps, they're not the typical diamond plate. Really minimal use of diamond plate on this truck. It's mostly stainless steel, and these cab steps are also stainless steel. And then we've laser cut and punched some grip. So the grip is excellent on the step surfaces, and then of course we cut out for the def and the fuel. This truck is 33 feet long. It's actually just a shade under 33 feet long, and it weighs about 52,500 pounds with water. Again, it's 3,000 gallons, and as you can probably tell, this is what we would call a wet side tanker. The poly tank is exposed. We've just painted it and put some graphics on it to dress it up and make it look like a fire truck. And the upper portion of the tank is actually a hose bed, so we have some poly walls going around three sides, and then the vinyl cover is on top. The apparatus body from here down is 12 gauge 304 stainless steel. We use a brushed dairy grade finish. It's the highest quality out of the mill, and 304 of course is the best grade of stainless steel, and it is laser cut, fabricated, and bolted together. The body sides, you might tell, are quite high on this truck. They don't have to be this high. We can go really anywhere down, and then that lowers the T of the tank and everything. But in this application, they were looking for some height for some compartmentation storage. We have the pump in the second compartment on the driver's side, a Hale centrifugal pump with a Honda gas-powered engine on it. And then we've made the stainless steel plumbing and manifolding to accommodate the various intakes and discharges around the truck. Everything's manually operated. We have a nice little control panel here, and then a nice aluminum fuel tank rather than kind of like the red plastic pontoon tank. We offer aluminum tanks, stainless tanks. We also can build the entire pump system on a rollout tray, and we do rollout fuel tanks as well. And then ahead of it is just a smaller compartment, and we have a 2.5 inch discharge plumbed into that. We also have a 2.5 inch discharge plumbed across into the other side, and what you'll see on the other side of the truck is that those two compartments are not the same size as these. I mean, we are CustomFIRE, we're not cookie cutter fire, so we're designing the body for unique applications, specific needs for the customer. Back here we have AH stock, or Newton dump valves. It's a 10-inch square telescoping stainless steel dump valve. We have a manual valve, and then obviously a manual pull-out dump chute. What might not be obvious to you, the dump valves and chutes are lower than the bottom of the tank. It's a lowered sump. We've been doing this for, since we've been building tankers, frankly. What that does is that allows you to evacuate more of the water out of the tank and actually dump it quicker. We do offer power in and out. We offer power drop down dump chutes, and we offer power valves, and that basically gives you more functionality from inside the cab if you're doing a limited manpower operation. in your water shuttle, but this is just an incredibly effective and reliable way to do it. It's all stainless steel, it's not going to corrode. They obviously telescope a good distance out from the side of the truck, so your folding tank can give you a little bit of safety margin when you're pulling up alongside of it. All right, we got a lot going on the back of this truck, like many of them that we build, but first and foremost, we have our swing out drop down ladder on the back of the body. It is stainless steel construction, and it's you know, not going to corrode and has excellent grip and ergonomics. Drew Spielman is the committee chairman on this truck, and he likes his lights. He's a deputy chief at Green Bay Fire Department, and this is his volunteer department. So he was very involved in the layout of the lighting as well. And we have a great array of M6s. We have the M9 combination scene warning lights. We have the Pioneer just like on the side. And then we actually use M6s at the top, and we're running them with a traffic advisor control. So they do the traffic pattern flash back and forth. And then we have a PS tank up above for an auxiliary tank level light. In the lower portion of the body, we have our pull-out dump chute, as with the sides. And then we have a couple fireman friend valves. We have one with a 5-inch Stort's elbow, and then a 2.5-inch NST elbow, and then quarter turn bleeder drains down below. They actually notched out the corners for the lights to shine through with nice radiuses on the ends, so we're not gonna cut or puncture our hands working around the truck. And then we actually laser cut some slots in for the brackets on that swing out drop down ladder. You know, we're able to do those things because we 3D model everything before we build it. So this entire truck is modeled into our Pro Engineer software, and then we basically create a kit that we build ourselves in our shop. So everything's laser cut, all the notches and holes and access cutouts and things like that, all the lighting holes, and then all the bolt holes, because it is a bolt together body, not a welded body. So the bolted construction offers a lot of advantages. Being bolted, you're not going to have any risk of weld fractures or cracks. The bolted construction allows us to use a multiple assortment of materials. This truck happens to be all stainless steel. We do build the exact same thing out of aluminum. And the bolted construction is also repairable. You know, we have a number of trucks throughout the year, customers out in the field that are, you know, experiencing mishaps or encountering body damage on their trucks, and for us to be able to pull up the 3D model, quickly replicate a part, we could ship it to them for repair in town, or, you know, bring the truck in obviously and do the repair in-house. So you can see on the opposite side of the truck is where they're keeping the folding tank, and it's in this Zymatic portable tank rack. We fabricate this box and paint it to match the rest of the truck, but we're using their hydraulic arms on each end. And in this case, it sits a bit higher than it really has to in some other situations. Again, with the height of the compartments that they wanted, it, you know, raised the mounting height, but it's still a very manageable distance off the ground. All right, so on this side of the truck, we really don't have much other than some large, spacious compartments. We have the discharge that I mentioned earlier on this side, and then as with the case with many commercial chassis nowadays, especially the Class 8 and the big blocks with the larger exhaust systems, the batteries don't fit under the cab or under the seat, so oftentimes we're putting those in a compartment on the body, and in this case we just have a, you know, removable housing that provides access to the batteries. At CustomFIRE, we offer a wide assortment of tanker designs. From a wet side like this one, we also offer dry sides, and we range anywhere up to 4,000 gallons typically, but we don't see much interest or demand for anything larger than that. This truck again is 3,000 gallons, it's 33 feet long, weighs about 53,000 pounds. We are all excited for the town of Lawrence to receive their third truck from us. They're going to love it when it gets in service, and we would love to hear from you if you're in the market for a new tender, pumper, or rescue apparatus. I'm Wayde Kirvida from CustomFIRE. Thanks a lot for watching. I cannot believe it's not a pumper. Test.
Come undone?
Yeah. I don't know, what is that, a Honda gas engine on it? Am I not in the frame? Was I out of it? Thanks for taking the time to walk. Thanks for taking the time to do this. This works. I'm Wayde. Good thing I'm not a newscaster.